Good morning. Take a deep breath with me. Get ready to sing. 1, 2, 3. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Now let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey,
Woo-hoo-hoo. And you all were adorable, too. So we have Atreyu, Christopher, Brett, Nick, and Andy Graham is in the house. Watch out. Good morning. Thanks for dancing. Welcome to the Livewire Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. My name is Jennifer Mann, and I'm a prayer practitioner and trustee emeritus. Happy to be here with you all here in the room and with you all who I know are out there in Etherland joining us today. So exciting. So, would you please join me in reading our mission? The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. Holding that in my heart always. So this year we are studying world religions. The focus for May is Buddhism. The Buddha was interested in a practical spirituality rooted in the desire to alleviate suffering. In the Pali Canon, he says this: just as the great ocean has but one taste, the taste of salt, so too this teaching has but one taste, the taste of liberation. We seek to embody liberation through our 5 spiritual practices. Would you please read those with me now? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. We use flowers at this center to send messages of love and appreciation to one another. This morning's flowers are offered in gratitude, I hope she's in here, to Juanita Ortegon. Juanita! And also her volunteers of the hospitality team. So Juanita, you are as constant as the northern star. Week after week, you show up, you support your volunteers, you serve this community, and you make sure there is a warm and delicious cup of coffee waiting for us. That consistency is a gift. There's a Dutch proverb that says people should be like coffee, good, strong, and warm. Juanita, that's you. That also describes the beautiful team that you have built around you to serve all of us. Bless you. So to Juanita and every member of the hospitality team, thank you. These flowers are for you. And by the way, if anyone would like to join Juanita in serving delicious coffee, head on over to the info desk to share your information on the volunteer sign-up sheet. She's waving like mad. They are always looking for what we call coffee angels. Okay. Now, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. So first-time visitors, would you please stand as you are able or raise your hand? Our ushers would like to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of our gratitude that you are with us today. Please remain standing so we can find you. If you're watching online for the very first time, would you let us know in the chat? We're very grateful to have you here today, too. I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, practices, and Reverend Russ's message today, you will find exactly what you need for your next step of your spiritual unfoldment. You are so welcome here. Now, get ready to enjoy some music before a short time of contemplation, silent contemplation and prayer.
There is one infinite source. This source is as steady as starlight and as generous as spring. And it is not distant, but rather intimate, right where each one is. It is powerful. It birthed the cosmos and spins our planet, creating the seasons and day and night. It pulls the tides and runs the rivers and is present in all things. And this presence is right here in this room right now. I know I am one with it, as is everyone here, online, and beyond and beyond. We can't help but be, because we are of it. And I speak my word for today's message, for the freedom of the Eightfold Path, the freedom from suffering, the freedom from locking oneself into only the bad, not the good. And I claim that the message and the music and the camaraderie uplift our dear, sweet congregation, that we know and trust the goodness that is already present right here in each one, and are able to see the face of the divine when we talk, when we laugh, when we share. I am so grateful. I give profound thanks for this steady river of good. And with that, I simply lift up this prayer and give it to God, knowing it is already done. And I invite you to say with me, and so it is. Good morning. I am Tamira Hume, a practitioner here at our wonderful center, and I invite you to read today's affirmation with me. I meet this moment with clarity, compassion, and peace, and so it is.
Not inside my head. I want to live in the world. I want to stand and be counted with the hopeful and the willing, with the open and the strong, with the wakeness in the darkness, fashioning daylight out of song, and the millions of lovers alive in the world. I want to live in the world, not behind some wall. I want to live in the world where I will hear if another voice should call to the prisoner inside me, to the captive of my doubt, who among his fantasies harbors the dream of breaking out and taking his chances alive in the world. And wake up alive in the world, to open my eyes and finally arrive in the world. its heartbreak and its joy, with its constantly giving birth to life and to forces that destroy, and the infinite power of change alive in the world. And wake up alive in the world, to open my eyes and finally arrive in the world, to open my eyes and wake up alive in the world, to open my eyes and finally arrive in the world.
Good morning. Can we give some more love to this incredible band? Thank you, Christopher and the gentlemen of the band. Well, good morning. The first time that I ever hiked in Annandale State Park here in Santa Rosa, I almost got lost. Now, if you've hiked there, you probably know what I mean. The trails can be a little confusing there, and I was feeling anxious after I got turned around. Now, if you've hiked Annandale, then you also know that Annandale is beautiful every season of the year. And in the fall, the leaves are changing colors, and those first rains are coming down and bringing life to all of the creeks. And in the winter, and this was a surprise for me coming from the Midwest, well, everything turns green from all of those rains, and there are orange newts everywhere. And then in spring, the flowers are in bloom, the air is sweet, and, well, it's hard to find a trail that isn't dotted with butterfly bushes and California poppies. You know, they also come with their own kaleidoscope. That's right, did you know that that's what a group of butterflies is called, a kaleidoscope? Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Yeah. And then in the summer, I love the summer, there's this contrast of that heat-baked yellow grass with the green from all of the bay trees, and then there's this spicy smell in the air from all of those plants that have been baking in the sun. Well, luckily, I remembered that I have a compass on my phone. That compass, it always points north, and knowing where true north is, that helps me to avoid getting lost. And this is what Buddhism shares with the Noble Eightfold Path. It's a spiritual compass that can bring us back to true north. And what I really appreciate about the Eightfold Path is how explicit and practical it is about all the ways it teaches that we can alleviate suffering. You know, if ever there was an instruction manual for life, I think it would be the Eightfold Path. And I wish that I had it as a guide when I was growing up. So it's basically a collection of 8 rights. Right view, right aspiration, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation. Now, if it seems like I said those quickly, don't worry, we're going to go into all of them, because that's a lot of rights. But I want to talk about what that word right means, because it can be tempting to think of it as right versus wrong. Really, what the Eightfold Path and its rights are talking about are steps that we can take to minimize and even alleviate suffering for ourselves and for others. And it speaks to how we sometimes have to right the ship of our life when we go off course. Now, all of those right ways, they don't exist in isolation from one another. It turns out that they're all related, and that practicing one of them can help with our practice of all of them. Now, according to Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, the Eightfold Path starts with right view. And he says in our book of the month, The Heart of the Buddhist Teaching, that our happiness and the happiness of those around us depend on our degree of right view. Touching reality deeply, knowing what is going on inside and outside of ourselves, is the way to liberate ourselves from the suffering that is caused by wrong perceptions. Right view is not an ideology, a system, or even a path. It is the insight we have into life, an insight that leads to understanding, peace, and love. So that's right view. And right view is the willingness to be honest about our experience as it is unfolding. It invites us to look at our assumptions, at our habits, at the thoughts that we carry about ourselves and we carry about the world. And so if I'm seeking right view, I can ask myself some probing questions to help to see more honestly. Questions like, what am I pretending not to know? What am I refusing to admit? Where might I be ignoring my values? You can ask yourself those questions too. Now, when I ask myself those questions, I notice there's something subtle yet powerful that shifts within me. I notice that my spiritual compass moves a little bit closer to true north. And this was really true for me when I was considering leaving my 15-year career in information technology during the pandemic, because for a while I was pretending that all I needed was this big paycheck and that was the right path for me, even though I felt spiritually and emotionally drained. You know, that job, I felt like I was always dealing with some form of drama, some crisis or another, and it was exhausting. And there was a part of me that didn't want to see the deeper calling of my heart, the deeper honesty. And so when I finally gathered the courage to look at my heart with honesty, that's when I was able to let go. And I moved into a career that I can say truthfully, that has lifted me up in more ways than I am able to share today. You know, right view, it helped me to become more free. But it wasn't done. It also helped me with the second of the paths, right aspiration. And it helped me because I was better able to choose the direction of my heart. And that's the word I want to emphasize, choose. Because now that I could see, I had to ask myself, where is it that I want to go? Once I could see clearly, that's when I found the motivation within me to take the first steps onto a new path. And that's how I came to be here with you today. So right aspiration, it helped my motivation to change. My old motivation to stay in IT, that was rooted in my fear of losing this good-paying job that I thought was just going to take care of me for the rest of my life. But that was the wrong motivation for me. What my heart really wanted was to be in a community like ours, to share this science of mind teaching so that others might be uplifted like I've been uplifted. My heart wanted to surround myself with people just like you who I know are trying their best to do good in the world. And so I like to think of right aspiration as that act of turning the wheel on the ship of my life to point it toward what it is that I can now clearly see is the correct path for me. Right aspiration is that moment of choice that invites me to act. And that brings me to right speech, which is one of my favorites in the Eightfold Path, because it reminds me of the Toltec wisdom that Don Miguel Ruiz shares in the first of his 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Right speech means being honest. But here's the thing, it also means being honest in a way that doesn't cause harm. You know, remember, Buddhism's aim is to reduce and even eliminate suffering. And I wonder, maybe you've experienced a time when somebody told you the truth, but maybe they did it in a way that made you feel worse. Well, I've been on both ends of this. And what I found most helpful in cultivating right speech in those situations is to work on my ability to listen. I don't think that right speech can work without deep listening. In fact, I believe it arises from that listening, because that listening allows us to see clearly, right view. And well, if I'm not willing to listen, then I can't ever know what's real. So what this means for me is that I actively try to listen when somebody's sharing. You know, I'm not listening to plan what it is that I'm going to say next. I'm listening to build connection, to grow my understanding. In fact, I've learned that sometimes the best thing that I can say is to not say anything at all. But when I do speak, if I've been able to take the time to listen deeply, well, that's when I can share my voice in a way that's grounded in compassion, in kindness, in love, even if what I have to say is hard. You know, right speech, that's one of the things that I really appreciate about Dr. Edward. I've been here for about 5 years now, and I have to say, he's been an incredible mentor for me. And what I especially appreciate about him is how he listens. You know, maybe you've had that experience with him too. Oftentimes, I'm not really sure how to approach something in my ministry. And he always takes the time to listen, to let me talk it out, so that he can better guide me in where I need to go. And when he does speak, he speaks compassionately. That doesn't mean that he doesn't hold my feet to the fire. I want to be clear on that. But the way that he does it, well, I can always sense that it's coming from love, and it's presented in a way that is free from suffering. And so because of his ability to practice right speech, I feel like I'm a far better minister now than I am when I first got here in 2021. And so I try to model this way of speaking. And I know that when I am able to do this with other people, my life gets better. Other people's lives get better. That's the gift. And another gift that comes from that right speech is it also helps me to practice right action. Because now I know how to fit my actions with my values and how I can tailor those actions in ways that help to reduce suffering in the world. I know because now I'm trying to view the world honestly, because I aspire to be in the world in a way that reduces suffering, and because I'm seeking to connect through listening, through understanding, through speaking that's aligned with my values. All of that leads to right action. Cultivating that right action, what that means deep down is acting with integrity. Boy, I feel like integrity is so important in this chaotic world. You know, maybe there is a time when you acted through the integrity within you in the midst of a challenging situation. I wonder, how did you feel in that moment to act from integrity? So that's right action. It's integrity in motion. It's the way that our values come to life. Take, for example, Dolly Parton. Now, many of us know her for her country music, but I am inspired by Dolly Parton because of the way that she consistently acts on her values and the way that she has done for much of her life. If you hop on the internet and you head over to billboard.com, there's an article there that has a timeline of the many good things that Dolly Parton has done with her success and her fame. Some of that good involves the creation of the Imagination Library, which today sends out something like 3 million age-appropriate books to children every year, free of charge. It also shows how she created the My People Fund in 2016, which gave out $1,000 a month to the people whose homes were destroyed in the East Tennessee wildfires. And she's even been covering 100% of the tuition and fees for any of her Dollywood employees that are seeking out higher education. That's like 11,000 employees. So for me, Dolly Parton, she shows me how she lives her values. And I don't think that she's doing these things to seek out fame or seek out awards. You know, she turned down the Presidential Medal of Freedom 2 times. Instead, it seems to me that her values are centered around compassion and kindness. And so she shares them through right action. And because I've seen her do that for much of her life, that right action really turns into the next one, right livelihood. Because I know the more that we're able to live from our values, the more that those values will start to naturally show up throughout our lives. Whether we're creating a world-changing nonprofit like Dollywood, or whether we're simply out walking the dog. Living rightly means that I take time with all my words and actions and thoughts to be sure that they are guided by my values. Values like compassion, the desire to alleviate suffering. Living rightly means that alleviating suffering can be as simple as mowing the lawn for a neighbor who might have come back from a major surgery, or being a compassionate ear for a friend who's going through a tender time. So, right view, right aspiration, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Those are all different ways that the eightfold path can act like a compass any time that I've strayed off of my path. Each of them helps me to right the ship of my life any time that it goes off course. But that's only 5. There's 3 more to go. And I want to pay special attention to these 3 ideas because they're important. Where those first 5 ideas act like a compass that points us back to wholeness, the last 3 are what can give us the energy and the resolve that we need to not just walk that path, but to stay on that path. And that begins with right effort. Right effort means that I stick to the path even when it gets hard. It means that I rely upon my spiritual practice to help keep me centered in wholeness. It means that I'm drawing on those first 5 parts of the Eightfold Path to help guide me back home anytime that I find myself straying. For example, when I was in my first year of the Holmes Institute, where I received my ministerial degree, there was this time where I felt I was so underwater with all of my classes. I was working a full-time day job at the time, and I began my Christianity class. And you know what my professor assigned for us in the Christianity class? He said, "You're going to read the Bible." The Bible's not just one book, by the way, even though it comes in one book. There's quite a lot there, and, he asked us to read pretty much the whole thing. I think he said we could skip the begats, which I'm grateful for. But it was a lot. I didn't know how I was going to do it, and if it wasn't for my spiritual practice, I don't know if I would have been able to pause and breathe and take a step back to zoom out and look at all that I had to do, to look at it as a whole. Instead of seeing all of that work and then feeling overwhelmed, my spiritual practice helped me to see it clearly, right view. And that helped me to build a plan so that I could follow it, and then everything becomes a little bit easier because I'm only doing the one step that's in front of me instead of trying to do it all at once. Which, by the way, you can't read the Bible all at once. Please don't try. I even bought a whiteboard and put it up on my wall to plot out how I was going to do my reading, and it really helped. It really helped to be able to track that. And that's right effort. And that's why I believe that right effort can only happen when we are in our spiritual practice. Because it's that practice that helps me to know where to direct my effort. That spiritual practice helps me to direct my effort towards my values, acting out my values in the world. And that spiritual practice helps me know that right effort also means taking time to relax and to let go of the things that are not mine to do. Because it helps me to know what is mine to do and what is not mine to do. There's another right that helped me during this time, and that is right mindfulness. Right mindfulness reminded me every day to check in with myself, to pause and breathe and become receptive to all that is happening in the present moment. And I found it was in those moments where I was able to practice all of the other rights of the Eightfold Path to help keep myself on track. The future would fall away. The past would fall away. There would only be that one present moment, that one moment of true honesty. And in that moment, that's when I knew how I could act out of my values. It was in those moments that I could reorient myself with kindness and compassion. So what I found is that right mindfulness, it's an invitation and motivation to see clearly. There we go, right back to right view. I've also found that the more I'm able to practice right mindfulness, the more it draws me to our last idea out of the Eightfold Path, right meditation. Now, it might seem like I'm talking about just regular old sitting in a chair chanting Om meditation here, but I'm not. What if your whole life was a meditation? That's what right meditation asks us. Well, I know that if my whole life is a meditation, then it must include all of my spiritual practices. It must include them because right meditation is the ability to trust where the compass needle is pointing. And so our prayer and meditation and study and selfless service and spiritual circulation, they all become ways that we can deepen our trust in spirit, that we can deepen our trust in our inherent divine nature. And that's important because that trust is what makes it easier to find our way back onto the road. So in summary, the Eightfold Path invites us into orientation again and again, gently, faithfully. A compass doesn't comment on where we've been. It doesn't care about the mistakes that we've made in life. It just points home. So as we live these 8 dimensions of alignment, seeing clearly, choosing sincerely, speaking consciously, acting with integrity, earning honestly, persisting patiently, noticing wisely, and practicing regularly while the path unfolds beneath our feet. And suffering loosens, clarity grows, and a deep, steady peace reveals itself as our true north. A true north that's always there, no matter the mistakes that we make. And if the Eightfold Path doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. But I invite you to ask yourself, where is my spiritual compass? What can I do to check in with myself whenever I lose my way? I'd love to hear what works for you. Send me an email, Russ, R-U-S-S, at CSLSR.org. And if the Eightfold Path doesn't resonate with you, well, there's another thing that you can do too. You can give yourself gentle mid-course correction through the supports that we offer right here at the center. We have after-service prayer. We have classes here at the center. We have events. We even have our grief and loss group after service today that you can go up to the Ernest Holmes Lending Library, and there's a room where you can get spiritual support from Reverend Iota, from our practitioners. But find your spiritual compass, whatever it is, whether it's the Eightfold Path or something completely different. Now, before we close, I want to leave you with this image. Many of you know my love for astronomy. And if there's one star that I would argue that every astronomer knows, it is Polaris, the North Star. And that's because the whole sky rotates around Polaris throughout the year. And even though the sky moves, Polaris is always right there in that same place. All you have to do is look north. So it's no wonder that ship navigators have relied on its constant presence for thousands of years. And that is what the Eightfold Path does. It points to the Polaris within our hearts so that we're always able to find our way home. And so I'd like us to close today with the Buddhist prayer that Dr. Edward has been sharing with us this month. So I invite you to turn within. May all beings be happy and secure. May their minds be centered. Whatever living beings there may be, feeble or strong, long or tall, stout or medium, short, small, or large, seen or unseen, dwelling far or near, born or yet to be born. May all beings, without exception, be happy-minded. Let no one deceive another or despise another person, whatever, in any place. In anger or ill will, let no one wish any harm to another. Just as a mother would protect her only child, even at the risk of her own life, even so let one cultivate a boundless heart toward all things. Let one's thoughts of boundless love pervade the whole world, above, below, and across, without any obstruction, without any hatred, without any enmity. This, they say, is the sublime state in this life. And so it is. I invite us all to take a nice deep breath, breathing in, let out a big sigh. Ha. We use our breath to help us to transition to our practice of spiritual circulation here at the center. And I want to share, we had an event yesterday. Who here was at our movie screening yesterday? That was a gift for our, anybody who had made a giving intention for 2026. And it was so inspiring for me to see this huge group of people who are all here who consistently are saying yes to this community. Now, you might not have filled out a giving intention this year, but you know what? You still can. That is still available to you. So you can come over to the info desk and ask us about that if you want to add your intention to the larger intentions of this community. But I wanted to say personally thank you, not just to all of our giving intention team. I see Linda O'Rear there, who helped us to put on that event, but also everyone who attended and everyone who continues to say yes to this community through your financial support. So thank you for that. If you do choose to give today, there are a number of ways that you can give. You can go on our website and give online at that link. We also have text to give that I use myself because it's very fast and easy and fun. We also have a program called the Oliver's Community Card. So if you shop at Oliver's, you can get a card there that you scan through the checkout aisle every time you buy your groceries, and then a portion of that sale comes back to help our center. So we've got a form pre-filled out for you. If you're not doing that already and you shop at Oliver's, please get that form. It's totally free. It takes only a couple of minutes to set up. And then today we will, we will pass the baskets. So I invite our ushers to stand and to hold the sacred space. And I invite you to hold your gift close to your heart and repeat after me. I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does wonderful work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
Mr. Andy Graham is here. Thank you. Well, I have some classes, I have some workshops, I have a video. Don't go anywhere. I want to share these highlights with you. So today we heard Reverend Russ share about the
I
noble...
woke up, smelled smoke, had no idea what was going on.
The lights started to flicker, an ember the size of a golf ball.
I woke up.
And one of the ways we can practice that he mentioned was right mindfulness. That's building a daily meditation practice. Now, sometimes that's not so easy to find time to sit down for a meditation. That's why I'm so grateful that Reverend Russ is teaching his upcoming class, The Way of Effortless Mindfulness, because it's all about bringing mindfulness into all our activities. Some of the benefits of effortless mindfulness are an increased feeling of ease, clarity, and a sense of connection to all life. Class starts in person and on Zoom this coming Tuesday, May 19th. Join Reverend Russ to see just how effortless mindfulness can be. Now, music. Music can bring healing to the soul. And the good news is that we all carry healing music within us, even if we can't carry a tune in a bucket like me. But you can discover your own healing song with Astra Fox's upcoming workshop this coming Sunday, May 24th, called My Own Medicine. This workshop centers around music and intention and will guide you toward introspection, acceptance, and reconnection with the soul music you already embody, all to bring about a deep feeling of healing and no musical experiences necessary. Okay, here's another class. Did you know there's such a thing as Zen writing? This is what you will learn in the upcoming class starting June 3rd, Zen Writing with Tamira Holmes. She's right over there. She will help you learn how you can express your Buddha nature through Zen writing, through breathwork, guided meditation, and spontaneous writing exercises. You'll be invited into a space of creative flow, where intuition deepens and your authentic voice emerges, and no writing experience is necessary. You can register for all of these on our website. Now, we've been studying the nuances of our minds in our Wednesday evening service. So this coming Wednesday at 7:00 p.m., Reverend Russ is talking about what he likes to call habits swap meet. That includes spiritual practices that can help us swap one habit for another. I love the sound of that. And now, another one. You already know this, but I'm going to remind you again, just to be extra sure. This year we're hosting our third all-community service when we have one Sunday service at 10 a.m. with refreshments and good music. So mark your calendars for May 31st, and we'll all be together. Also, please don't forget to check out the Teen Camp Bake Sale in the social hall today. It costs about $1,000 for us to send one teen to teen camp. So our teens are very grateful for the generosity you've already shown to help them go to summer camp. So if you want to sponsor a teens trip, you can talk to Jennifer Caldwell at the bake sale or send an email to her at youth@CSLSR.org. Now, our May nonprofit partner is Watch Duty. Their mission is to focus on disseminating public safety information in real time for wildfire alerts from verified sources. Their service is powered by real people, active and retired firefighters, dispatchers, first responders, plus a network of over 300 volunteers. They diligently monitor radio scanners and collaborate around the clock to bring you up-to-the-minute life-saving information. Our own Jeff Basham is one of the reporters there. So you can learn more. Yay, Jeff, that's true. You can learn more about Watch Duty at the table. Jeff and Sarah will be out there in the social hall, and you can learn how to install the easy-to-use app. Now, before I show their video, I want to thank you for being here and being part of our community. I look forward to seeing you next week when Reverend Russ is going to share about the Buddhist holiday, Rohatsu. Now let's see the video. Have a wonderful week.
I woke up, smelt smoke, I had no idea what was going on.
The lights started to flicker. An ember the size of a golf ball hit the ground in front of my house.
It felt like it was chasing us.
At one point, people stopped us and they asked us, should we evacuate? My brain never would have clicked that a fire could burn through a city like this. They didn't have the information, I didn't have the information. Nobody knew what to do in that situation.
Wildfire is not a California problem. I mean, we've seen the evidence of wildfires in Canada and Australia of just how devastatingly huge they can be. It's important to realize just how widespread this could actually impact the world and the millions, if not billions, of people it could keep safe.
Now, when I smell smoke, I just have to pick up my phone and I can see where it is, where it's coming from, what's happening.
Watch Duty is extremely intuitive because you can see the evacuation zones. You can see if there's power outages and why those are caused.
I can see what planes are in the air. I can see which way the wind is blowing. It gives you enough information to be able to protect yourself.
And in this world, we have an increasing amount of disinformation. Watch Duty is like a beacon of what is good and what is being done. It's made a huge difference in my life, personally and professionally.
Watch Duty has now made it so that people are getting the evacuation notices before the official evacuation notices go out. It empowers people to make those decisions for themselves.
We have one of the best preparedness tools. Watch Duty was center stage at the Office of Emergency Services. That's how damn good it is.
You know, who can be in a totally different part of the world and will stay up all night to take care of people that they're never going to know, never going to meet. It's not a tech platform, it's a people platform.
I'm super grateful and thankful that that is the pathway that they've chose to purposely make it a community-wide resource that is accessible to everybody. So important, and it's invaluable.
Thank you to Watch Duty for all the good work that you do. Be sure to say hello to them on their table on the way out today. Before we close out our service, I want to invite you to please take advantage of our after-service prayer. If you're having a challenging time, or if you'd just like to spend time with one of our licensed prayer practitioners and have them help you point the compass of your life back towards home, please do take advantage of what they have to offer. And we also have our grief and loss group available today. As I mentioned, you can head on up to the Ernest Holmes Lending Library, and the room right next to it, you'll see the practitioners there. I think Peggy, you're going to be there, so they'll be there to help you work through whatever is going on in your life. All right, I invite you to stand as you're able and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Please know with me that you are never alone. That Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and inspired by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Thank you for being here. Let's close in song.
A prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. And I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace abides. And I know the joy of peace. And I choose fear to release. Every moment love wakes up. And peace is every step. The peace